shit went downhill pretty quick. Here's how I nearly died at Hyrox Manchester. So I had an absolute nightmare of a race. And after all the images circled around of me in a hospital bed, I thought it was pretty pertinent for me to come out and tell you exactly what happened. So about 2 weeks prior to Hyrox Manchester, I was training and I had a short, sharp, stabbing feeling in the side of my head. This would persist over a couple of weeks. Within that time, I continued to train. I went and hit a 57 doubles in Birmingham. The headaches and the blurred vision continued. I continued to ignore them and always provide an excuse. That was up until Hyrox Manchester, when the infield blood work would highlight some home truths that I didn't really want to see, and I could no longer ignore it. So for context, I'm the CEO of the Red On Performance Centre, and we train and test some of the world's best athletes. Originally, this was predominantly just for people going for special forces, but this has transpired into the sporting world, and most notably and most recently, Hyrox athletes. It was there up to us, and after becoming the first Hyrox affiliated testing and research centre, we thought we'd do some infield testing. Shit went downhill pretty quick. So this is about 7 o'clock in the morning, and the coaches at Red On and all the Red On athletes are meeting up as we had all put ourselves into the first wave, the starting wave all together, 0800 kickoff, and it aimed to be an unbelievable day.
Chad's running the
Have you got a
first
stick? I'll put it in my bag.
I'm
Keeping it?
Yeah, I'm keeping it, mate.
Whoever's last man on each lap has to run with that. Just everyone's like, are you actually ready for anything? What are you doing here, bro?
2 minute 28 first lap with a cape up there, 90 degrees.
That'd be so good, that.
Horizontal cake. He's just like...
I'm surprised only Dan's got a tash as well.
Yeah, I know, it's bad. I'm not impressed.
I had one last year, it was fucking big and ginger.
Probably not impressed.
Yeah. You're just hiding it with the beard, yeah.
Officially, there is a moustache.
The fuzz, mate.
Travel's got something.
Yeah, travel.
Yeah, travel I've won that. Yeah, I'm excited.
Is Ollie here today?
Lovely combo, that.
Nah, I was just thinking that. He's fucking done that on purpose. He's thought about that for 2 weeks. Even
For context and for transparency, I aim for a 101 and to get blood taken after every single station at Hyrox. That was the plan.
Seen that.
Stop that.
Walk past that one. Yeah.
A small blood sample is taken on my finger prior, in the warm-up, and then the sample is analysed to determine the concentration of the lactate. You know, we wanted to provide everyone with the benefits of lactate testing, but in field. So lactate testing is a non-invasive procedure, it's fast, it's an accurate way to measure lactate levels, and it's a key indicator of like aerobic condition.
And then, as you go round, you can take the fresh ones. So, here's some of the numbers that you might see that we've spoken about. Here's essentially what they mean, and there's three main ones really. So you've got aerobic threshold, often referred to as LT1. So this is when lactate levels begin to rise slightly above baseline. So typically around 2 nanomoles per litre for most individuals. At this point, your body is primarily using oxygen to fuel exercise, and lactate is being efficiently cleared.
So we wanted to do this in field because it can help our athletes determine their lactate threshold, which is it's the point at which lactate levels increase exponentially. It can help athletes identify their peak tolerance and their clearance values. It helps our athletes fine-tune their training to improve their performance in future races. This in-field testing was about to highlight some things I really didn't want to know, and it sent my world spiraling.
Lactate is a byproduct of energy production, and its levels rise as exercise intensity increases. You've then got anaerobic threshold, or LT2, sometimes it says IAT. Now, this occurs when lactate accumulation begins to outpace clearance, so you can't get rid of it quick enough. and that's often around 4. So you had that initial reading 2, this is now 4.
Hello mate, how's it going? All right.
The plan was actually to take it quite easy here, so the run in ski, I planned it to be in around about the zone of 3. It was to really ease into the race as best as I possibly could.
We've then got like the final read, the maxed effort lactate levels. Now, during all our efforts, lactate levels can peak between 10 and 15 nanomoles per litre, depending on the individual. These numbers reflect your body's capacity to handle and recover from high intensity work. In practical terms, these thresholds are used to define training zones. So for example, staying below LT1 focuses on endurance, whilst training between LT1 and LT2 targets the development of your lactate clearance and tolerance. But Mike, despite feeling manageable, Mike's high lactate levels were unusually high for him, and this demonstrated some inefficiencies essentially in how his body was processing the intensity he was exposed to for whatever reason. So for Mike, his test showed a high initial spike after the ski erg at 11.2 in lactate, which was far beyond what we would expect, and it also didn't align with his heart rate and rate of perceived exertion, which is a red flag. And we use tools like lactate testing to take advantage of data-driven decision making, ensuring consistent progress, whilst then reducing the risk of injury as well for our clients and athletes.
Pardon? Yeah, saw the ropes. Come on, Joe. Nice, mate, come on.
Lactate testing then, it doesn't just give us numbers, okay? It gives us deep insight into how your body performs, and that can help us optimize training, and in some cases like this, identify potential health concerns and nip anything in the bud before it becomes too serious.
Cover around, nice, come on. Nice, Rob, easy. Lad, on 2. Come on, lad, well done. Come on. Go, Rob, go. Quick.
He actually maxed out as just high on the machine, which means that he went beyond the highest reading. Essentially, it didn't even register it. So that just goes to show how high it was. It's unusual.
Dig in now, Chad.
So this was flagged as obviously abnormal, and after further investigation and further readings, he was referred to a neurologist. So he's now under the care of a specialist for a condition that would have otherwise gone unnoticed.